having difficult conversations without becoming emotional or feel like things are getting out of hand or feeling like you're able to discuss things in a calm and collected way is not easy. It is a skill set that is developed over time. And so today I want to give us some strategies that we can practice so that we can begin having meaningful conversations, difficult conversations, but being able to remain, kind of calm and collected and being able to get what we want out and to be hopefully heard and understood and to also hear and understand where someone's coming from. Number one, you want to prepare ahead of time. You may want to jot down some of the concerns that you have, some of the ways that you think you would want them addressed, maybe some solutions that you can find, and be able to anticipate maybe some potential reactions and plan how to address them calmly. So like I said, do some writing, some journaling, and just kind of going through it in your mind in a systematic way and just saying, these are the points that I want to make. These are some of the ways that I could be responded to. And in this case, this is how I want to respond. This is how I want to handle it. Number two is to practice active listening. A lot of us, while we're listening to someone, we are already strategizing how we're going to respond. We are already in our minds concluding what the person is, how silly they are, how ridiculous they sound in this moment, how bizarre they look in this moment. And wow, we can really be in a space where we're not really taking in what the other person's saying. We're not really striving to understand. We are really just here to respond. But I think being able to really try to understand the person and not just practice in our minds what we're hoping to say back is it goes a long way. Number three is to use I statements. So we want to avoid things like, well, you, well, well, you, and the person says something and but you, these kinds of defensive, responses. Use I statements. I feel, or I'm thinking, or I'm concerned, or I'm worried. Being able to say what your thoughts, what your feelings are, as opposed to saying it from the you position. You make me worried. You make me feel scared. You make me mad. You make me upset. No, I feel upset. I feel worried. I feel concerned. Number four, stay focused on the issue. I have a joke with one of my couples, and we always talk about the birds. And I'm like, no, if we're talking about the horses are brown, whenever you start finding yourself deviating and you start talking about the cats and you're talking about dogs and you're talking about painting the house and you're talking about what you're gonna eat, all these kind of things, or you're bringing up conversations from here, there, and everywhere. We have a joke amongst us that we say, those are birds, like birds flying, and you get distracted, so you're talking and you could just envision those birds, like, oh yeah, those birds. So we joke about that, but it's true. But the goal is to stay focused on the issue, and to keep the conversation centered on the specific issue at hand, rather than just getting derailed and just talking about the unrelated grievances, or even personal attacks. Discuss the issue, not necessarily the person. You do not want it to become a matter of personal attacks and this kind of thing. Discuss the issue, all right, and stay on topic. Take deep breaths. Number five, take deep breaths. Research shows that it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for our heart rates to go down and for us to really feel like we can have a conversation. The problem is that many of us are trying to have these deep, difficult conversations, and the adrenaline is pumping, and we are adamant that we want to finish this conversation. No, that is not the time. If you already feel like you are ready and it's like guns blazing, it's like I'm ready to put you in your place and tell you this, and you start finding that the conversation is unraveling, it's time to call for a timeout and ask the person, hey, I think maybe what do you think about regrouping at 6? What do you think about we discussing this after dinner? We're tired, we're hungry, we're just out of sorts. Let's discuss this at a better time. Number 6 is to keep things solution oriented. It's okay to express how you feel. It's okay to express what you're thinking, but try to get down to what are some ways to attack this problem. Because if you're not looking for solutions, then chances are you're going to keep going back and forth with this person about the issue, the issue, the issue. Okay, there is an issue. There is a problem. That's why we're having this difficult conversation. But most importantly is, are there solutions within this? And within those solutions, are there things that we need to compromise on? So keeping things solution oriented and keeping a solution oriented mindset will definitely take you far. Number 7, using those nonverbal cues, paying attention to your body language, your tone of voice, keeping a calm, open demeanor. This can definitely help to encourage the other person and to kind of maintain an environment that feels like, okay, we're just having a conversation here. This is we're not quarreling, we're not arguing, we're not fighting. We are just having conversation, hopefully a meeting of minds. And so just be mindful of your nonverbal cues as well. Number 8, setting boundaries. It's important that there may be times in that conversation where it's just like, okay, we need to probably, find a way to have better boundaries here. If it's something that you're trying to find a solution for, and the only solution is, what, then let's just respectfully keep our distance. Or these are things that I can accept. These are things that are okay with me. These are so while you're looking for those solutions, if there's a need for boundaries within those solutions, that is perfectly okay too. Number 9 is reflecting on your emotions, understanding what triggers and what triggers you have and why you feel the way you feel about whatever you're discussing, and just becoming more self-aware. I think self-awareness can be a powerful tool in staying composed during tough conversations. Being able to reflect on where you are and why you're where you are, just to be able to keep a handle on your emotions during these difficult conversations. And lastly, number 10, seek support. There are some difficult conversations that are going to be harder if you're discussing them without maybe another person or without a professional. And if you're struggling to manage your emotions, maybe consider talking to a therapist or someone that can help you strategize and offer that support so that you can have better management of your emotions. Am I saying that you're not going to have feelings? Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. I'm a therapist. There's no way I'm going to say you should not have emotions. What I'm talking about is when our emotions are running rampant and our emotions are kind of out of control and we are not able to have the conversations we want because our emotions are just like really, really building in intensity, and it prevents us from hearing and from being heard. So hopefully you guys, we can practice these strategies. Again, these are not things that are going to be cultivated overnight. These are things that are going to be worked on over time, but we will be victorious, one strategy at a time. All right, so we're going to give ourselves grace, and I will see you in the next video. See you next time.